Hello everyone, and welcome to F1XL F4 round 13 for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So a quick recap on last round from the British Grand Prix at Silverstone while we are watching Howitzer on his lap as he is about to start his lap. It was Slow Dog who took victory in the Force India from Storm in the Williams, claim P3. So on to this round, what do we expect? So we expect, of course, night race, being a night race since 2014, where we saw the epic battle between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, which went all the way to the end in that dominant season that was dominated by the Mercedes. Speaking of which, I am unfortunately not able to race this week due to pedal related issues, more like cable related issues that mean the two won't connect and won't apparently talk to each other in some way or another. But anyway, that's not the important thing. Is we're following Howitzer through on his lap as he's heading through the very tricky chicane just after the end of, just in the beginning of, since it's very important to get is this one. We will get a full lap on board with someone as they go around again for the next time, as I wasn't able, as I was having some small technical difficulties when I started this up. Couldn't hear myself for some reason. As double A sets the fastest lap to begin with, so it wasn't Howitzer as the first lap to go out. So we'll see how Howitzer gets on. Will he be able to beat Double A's time as he comes through the final corner? Very tricky corner to get right, and very important to get right as he opens the DRS, where most of the overtaking is likely to be, and Howitzer goes fastest on a 129.2 in the super soft tyres. Everyone else is in the pits, so let's go and find Slow Dog. We just got Slow Dog mid-lap, I think. Nope, he has backed out of his lap. Oops. Just kicked something by accident. Will has not yet gone out either. On board with Arnie in the other sidebar. How is he getting on? It looks, it's a 29.0 first sector. It's fairly tight, clean and tidy. It's kind of the style of Arnie for this season. He's not the quickest driver in the world, but he's a consistent point scorer for the most part. As we have a yellow flag in sector 2, it looks like there is a car that's had an incident there. I think that might have been a Ferrari, and Taz is out of this session, so he will not be presenting a lap time, so he looks like he will be starting from the back of the grid. Unfortunate there for the Ferrari man. He'll have been looking to do better here as Binky pops himself into P2 in a 129.7. Oh, that's unfortunate. As we're going to go on board with Bob Zilla, if I can find him. With his very nice helmet there. Oh, textures were not loading. We will follow him round for a lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix when he comes round to start. This corner here is going to be a treacherous one for the drivers. Very much a single line corner right there, as it's very tricky if you try and go too wide. And most likely if you're on the outside there, you will run wide. And if you're too tight, you may end up cutting that corner if you're not careful. So only 5 drivers with times on the board so far. It is Howitzer on pole position at the provisional pole position at this moment in time. It is Binky in P2, Double A in 3rd, Shepardator in 4th, and Nat D Mike in 5th at the moment, as Bob Zilla comes round to start his lap. So we'll go through a lap with the Toro Rosso man. Oh wait, we won't, he's going straight back in the pits. Alright, catch up with Slow Dog again, who's also on an out lap. So hopefully this was the winner last time out in Silverstone. Looked untouchable for the most part, and maybe Nick could have been interesting between him and Nick, but unfortunately Nick crashed out at the S's and wasn't able to challenge Slow Dog for the victory. So hopefully Nick will be able to do better here in Silverstone, Bahrain, as hopefully we will get someone to do a full track or full lap guide this time around. heading through this third sector. It's deceptively tricky, some of the corners in the third sector, as has been shown by Arnie, who tried to go in the power a little bit too early, and the curbs again are lethal around here to a point, as they will spin you quite easily. As here goes Slow Dog to start his flying lap. Coming through the final corner is the Force India driver, as he does not open the DRS. I think he has a DRS failure. That is good to know. Go on board with Swayze. As he comes through to start his lap, he is on the soft tyres, so try to go provisionally for the alternate strategy. As he does indeed have the DRS open, he is in overtake mode, sometimes proving to be faster than hot lap as he heads down the long straight, where most of the DRS passing will happen in the race once the DRS is enabled, through to turn 1, a tight right-hander that leads into a very tight left-hander, heading through into the exit of turn 2 into turn 3, heading down into towards the end of the first sector, braking at just the meter board. Heading through towards the end now of the first sector. What is this sector time going to be? It's a 28.8 for the Red Bull driver heading through. Another corner that is very tricky to get right. Also another one right here. You have to hit the apex. He hasn't quite done so, which means he has run wide. That'll cost him a little bit of time as he heads through towards the very, very tricky chicane. Very easy to run wide right here and invalidate your lap if you're not careful, as he goes into the the first of the 2 DRS zones. The other one also being the main straight, heading through, braking just before or just around. Very easy to run wide or lose traction right there. He does well not to do so. Heading through towards the end of the second sector, it is a 28.8 again from the Red Bull driver. Heading through towards the end of the last sector, we have yellow flags. Someone's had an incident somewhere in front. As we're heading down towards the final sector, braking at just before the 50 metre board, probably about 60 metres. To head through. He's not been a perfect lap, but it's been a tidy lap for the Red Bull driver. Heads through. It is a 1:29.7. He goes P2 on the softs. Decent lap there, I must say. Find Bob Zilla. Heading through. He's actually just about to finish his lap, actually. I think actually he's starting a lap. He's going out on the softs, as we have 8 minutes left of qualifying. So how can the Toro Rosso driver get on? Little wide at turn 1, which is going to compromise his exit, but he's managed, he's a little wide again through turn 2 and on to turn 3 as he heads down towards, I think that's turn 4, into the complex of turns 4 and turn 5. As we head out into turns, I think this is turns 5, 6 and 7. Heading through a tricky corner to get right. You can run wide very easily, but Bob Zilla does not run wide, which is good for the Toro Rosso driver, but he's a little wide. It's very difficult to hit the apex of that corner. Not the end, as we head through towards the second DRS zone with the Toro Rosso driver in hot lap, as you'd probably expect. Hot lap and overtake, 2 of the most popular ones you will notice. Hot lap for the lower gears and overtake for the higher gears when you're maxing out or revving down the straights, or if you're in 5th gear or higher. That's from my experience of noticing, we could have invalidated his lap right there. Very easy to do, invalidate your laps and get corner cut warnings. So we have Roland and Snake, who will be coming out on laps fairly soon. So we'll go on board with most likely the McLaren driver to see how he gets on, as Swayze's just in front, but Swayze is coming in. And Bob Zilla's coming in once again, which means he did indeed invalidate his lap. See if we can find another driver who is on a lap, or going for a lap. The big runners yet have still not set a lap time, the top 3. It is Will who indeed leads the championship, rolling through a few championship standings while we are watching Roland go around his outlap. It is Big Will who leads the standings on 157 points after a P7 and a comeback drive last time out in Silverstone. Storm, of course, took P2 and was on the podium and is only 2 points behind on 155. Slowdog, who won, is on 118, but he's a good 30 points behind the top 2. Fruit Loops obviously is not here again this week, as he is with his work schedule. So he is currently he will not be available for this race, and he will not be improving. And Nick will be looking to overtake him, and he is on 100 points, and that is the current top 5. As we are going to watch Roland on his lap See how he does. Oh, they're all coming out now. Looks like they might be going for 2 runs. There's going to be a lot of interesting things to note now. Some of the big guns are indeed coming out. Will is see how they get on. Actually, let's see about going board with Will. We'll keep it. We'll see Rowan's lap at the end of the session. So we'll go on board with Big Will, who is normally my teammate for this race, but unfortunately I can't assist him for this week. So sorry about that. As we'll see on board from the Mercedes driver how he gets on. Interesting line. He's not 100% on the racing line there as he heads down towards turn 1. The Mercedes man comes down, braking just before the 50-meter board. He has a Force India just in front of him. That could, I think that is Slow Dog. Bit of short shifting there in the corner. The Force India indeed gets out of the way. That is indeed Slow Dog in the Force India. Braking just before the 50-meter board. Runs a little wide but gets a better exit as a result. Heading through towards the end of the first sector is a 28.8 again for the Williams driver. Mercedes driver, sorry, it's the wrong team. As we head through, very technical selection of corners right here. The next corner is vital to get you right for your lap, otherwise you could lose a whole heap of time. As we are heading through onto the second DRS zone, Roland goes P1, a 129.0 on the soft tyres. Howitzer's back out again indeed. So how is Will going to get on as he comes to the end of the second sector? Can he beat Chaos? Goes P2 and a 129.0. Not bad from the Renault driver right there. As he heads through, that looks like a good middle sector from the Mercedes man of Big Will. Heading down towards the final corner, can he displace Roland at the top of the table? It is looking mighty close between the drivers. As here comes Will down the straight, the DRS gets open. Where can he go? It's only P5, it's a 129.4. So I'll try and find Nick and Storm if I can get on board with either of them. As here comes Nick round what is the final sector. We'll have to see how he gets on, as he's the first driver I found, the first of the 3 top 5 that I've found. As here comes Nick, liking to rev out the engine. He's deciding to stick in 7th there through the final corner. How is he going to do as he comes across the line? It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be close. Nick goes P2, 128.9. Oh, that's a good lap time from him. How did Storm get on? Well, I'm going to have a look at Storm. Storm's coming through the final corner in the other Williams. These two have been a force to be reckoned with. It is a 128.5 from Storm. He goes quickest of all of the people on the soft tyres. So at the moment, oh, interesting. So that's interesting to note. Anyone else that has not yet done that? We have 2 minutes left of this session. Oh, it's a big mistake from Howitzer there. He's not going to be improving on his lap anytime soon. Swayze is in the pits, so he will not be improving. Trying to find a driver who's on a lap. Find Dom. Dom is actually, I think he's on a lap as well actually, so we'll stick on board with the Haas man, see how he gets on. Oh, that's a big mistake! Oh, that's a front wing lost. Oh dear. Go on board with Slow Dog actually, he's not yet put a time on the board. And he needs to. He's in P16 at this moment in time, and it's only Arnie that's behind him. It's not a good lap from Dom. He's going to have to improve, and I think he's not going to have time, so Dom will be starting probably on the back row most likely. As here comes Slow Dog to the line. It's only P12. He's going to have time for another lap though, so he can go again. See if Arnie can improve on his lap. He is currently coming towards, I think he's in the first sector at the moment, just around the 50-meter board for the braking zone for the Cyber driver. As he heads through, heading in, he's half a second down on the best time. I think he's actually half a second down, he's best, personal best. A little wide, he does clip the apex, but he does run wide again, so that's interesting to note there. As he heads through towards the end of the second sector, he's going to run wide, but he's not careful. Oh, well saved. Good job. I think most of the drivers will not. It's going to be make or break now for most of the drivers that are out on track to improve. Where can Arnie actually put his car? It will be interesting to see as he's coming through. Good line. Oh, he's 1.1 seconds down on the super soft tyres from the best time. that Storm has laid down, and that's a gauntlet and a half, and I don't think we're going to see much more in the way of improvements, because I don't think Howitzer was on a good lap either, because I think he ended up spinning his rears up through turn 1, so I don't think he's going to be going any faster anytime soon. I'm not sure Rick will. As Nate is on 3-lap old super soft, as here goes Arnie. Arnie goes P10 with that lap, a 129.7. Oh, the top 14 are close. It is a 128, so we'll go through the moment, because I think that is going to, we'll have this, the lap standings pretty soon. We'll go and find, I think, find Howitzer. Howitzer's indeed going again. It's a big mistake. Oh, he's not going to improve. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's it done. Can Slowdog actually improve? So Slowdog on a cooldown lap. How many laps has he done on those softs? 2 laps. He is backed out of his lap. He's decided that's enough. I don't think we'll be seeing any more improvements. I think that is just about it. For some reason Snake's car is a Williams Ferrari. That's not right, he's a Toro Rosso driver. And I think that is it. Storm is on pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix. What a lap time from the Williams driver. 3/10, somewhere there or thereabouts. So we're just going to be waiting for, I think it is Arnie to retire, Arnie and Slowdog to drive back round, and then the session will be done. Just waiting for both those drivers to actually appear and get themselves back to the pits. It's going back slowly, and it's P7 for Slowdog. It was a very compact and tight field. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think Slowdog has ran out of fuel. I don't know, I think Arnie might be out of fuel as well, so... So, this is going to be interesting. So, Storm, who is currently chasing the Mercedes of Big Will, is put himself in the driving seat for this race, ahead of the race. So we're just watching the last two P11, so he's gonna have free choice of tires. And so, as we head through, after we got through this little menu here, we will see the grid order for the race. It is Storm on pole position with a 128.5. Joining him on the front row is Roland in the McLaren. Nick and Chaos make up the second row. Bobzilla and Howitzer make up the third row. Slowdog and Will make up the fifth. Then it's Swayze, Binky, then it's Arnie with first choice of free tyres. Nate D Mike in 12th, Double 8 in 13th, Sherperdator is in 14th. Rick is in 15th, or Snake. Dom is in 16th, having screwed his lap up, and Tazo will be starting from the back of the grid. So it should be interesting to see how this actually pans out. Storm, as per ever, is looking very imperious. He's had a couple of weak points this season. We're just waiting for the drivers. Of course, F1XL runs a policy of just the setup, the base setups are allowed. So, and of course, it's going to be an so the two strategies. It looks like for the super soft runners, well, the only one in the top 10 who I think is Howitzer, it looks like a 2-stop from the super softs to the softs to 2 sets of the soft tires, unless you can make the super softs to the mediums work, but that's a big bargain, a big gamble there. But for the rest of the field who's inside the top 10, it looks like it will be the softs to the mediums, a very simple strategy. So probably coming in about halfway through the race, I'm going to assume, because this is about a 29 lap race, so it's coming in around about lap 12, 13 for the mediums. They should take you to the end. They're a very durable tyre. For those outside the top 10, I would be expecting a fair mix of the softs and the mediums, and then they can utilise the either the medium. If they're on the softs, they can go onto the mediums, or if they start in the mediums, go into the softs or the super softs. I won't imagine anyone outside the top 10 will be using the super soft tires, as it's not the worst track for tyre wear, but those super softs I wouldn't imagine would be lasting, unless you can push, unless you're very kind on tyres, I'm going to say more than 10 laps. That's maybe a bit pushing it in terms of race distance. So as we wait for all the drivers, and of course the I think Taz has pressed go, and we are indeed starting. So we will be going on to the formation lap, and once again we will lead you down the road of all of the drivers in grid order, even though we already seen that, just for anyone's for a refresher. And going about how I think each driver will get on in this race. As we head on to the formation lap, let's get some details up on the screen. We'll have that on the screen. There we go. And we're just going to go and hide that as we're watching. So Storm looking very, very imperious for quali. So he's going to be one to watch for this race. He will be looking for one for the race victory here today. In P2 it is Roland, who has put in a stellar lap and will be looking to keep Storm on his keep onto the coattails of Storm, and will be looking to actually keep an eye on the Williams driver. And then it is Nick in the other Mercedes Williams, and he will be looking to get some redemption for what happened last week in Silverstone. P4 for Chaos, interesting line Chaos. Truck's over here. He will be looking to recuperate a little bit of form. He has struggled a little bit this season and will be looking to improve on being the DNF king. Bobzilla, new driver last week to F4, made a decent drive. I was involved in one small incident. Will be looking to improve his form in that sense. Howitzer in P6, I think the only driver on the super softs in the top 10. He will have better traction off the line than most of the drivers around him, having been on the soft tyres, but he will be looking very much like he will be shorter on a tyre distance. Oh, and Double A looks like he's actually spun, or is that Slow Dog? That is Slow Dog. Swayze P9, and of course Binky P10, and then we don't have to run through the rest, but we go back to the race leader as he goes through towards the end of the formation lap. Head through. So Storm in the Williams lines up on the grid. Roland lines up in P2 alongside him. Nick in P3 on the second row can see his teammate, so it's going to be interesting to see how this actually works out for the two Williams drivers, as we are just waiting for the drivers to actually form up, and then we'll be underway for this Grand Prix as the formation lap is done and dusted. 5 lights are on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Good start by Storm in the Williams. It looks like he's alongside. Roland is alongside him. Roland is going to look to take the lead. Not quite. Chaos has got himself into P3. So there's some chaos further back, as I think Bobzilla and Bobzilla and Nick have made contact, and Bobzilla has got wing damage, and I think so has Nick. I think Nick has managed to get away with it. Swayze has got a 5-second stop go for ignoring blue flags, or ignoring yellow flags rather. Oh, there's wing damage for Double A there. As we go back to the battle for the race lead, Roland is all over the back of Storm. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he can actually do anything about the Williams driver. I'm getting those two confused. I really shouldn't. Different cars, you know. As here goes. Looks Storm will go to defend the inside line. Roland is looking, but he's not quite there, as we have Chaos just behind in P3. He's just watching these two and just waiting, seeing if anything happens. Arnie, I think Arnie's switched places, by the way. Big Will's down to P10. That's a disaster for Big Will, who's way down there. Don't know what's happened to him. Get the thing back. It's annoying me not having that. As Swayze, as Binky has cleared Will, and I think Will is in trouble. Storm sets the fastest lap of the race, back to the battle for the lead. Roland trying to go for a move into turn 1 on Storm. DRS is not yet enabled, as they will have to wait till lap 3 for the DRS assistance, but ERS, I assume that there's going to be a lot of overtaking down these straights. Chaos just behind, sitting in there, just waiting his opportunity. Just sitting there waiting, as we'll go on board with Tazo, who is on the back of Howitzer. And Howitzer looks like he's really struggling on those super softs already. I wonder if he's actually been in contact with someone and has managed to get some wing damage right there. I think, oh no, I don't see any damage on that car. Oh, Dom is lagging a little bit in his battle with Binky. Two people who have seen a lot of battles in their time. Now, can Binky do anything? Oh, that's scary. I can sympathise with Binky. They're having to try and race against that. That's just horrible. As we have Double A under pressure from Snake. Snake's not close enough. Shepardator is close on Snake though, and it looks like Roland is starting to fall back. And Nick has got past Shepardator, who ran wide. Can Nick, who is on soft tyres, I think he got away without damage. He's trying to make a move on the Toro Rosso of Snake. Can he do so? Double A is defending, trying to break the slipstream. DRS will be enabled this lap, as it has just been noted there. Oh, there's contact. I don't know if maybe he's got damage there, as Double A definitely has damage. And I think Nick has managed to get past, but there was a little bit of contact, as it looks like here comes Shepardator. Is that Shepardator? Shepardator has gone back up the inside of Nick. Nick not able to do anything about it. Very close though, round the outside. He's a little bit off track though, and I think he may have got an illegal overtake on Shepardator there. Not able to do anything on the McLaren driver, and Shepardator survives as they go into what is mostly a single line corner for the most part, as Double A is indeed in the pits, and Will is down in 16th place. That is not good for Will. That is really bad in fact for Will, because Will is actually going to be, he's going to lose a lot of points at this point, as Storm, his championship challenger, is in P1, but he is under pressure from Roland still, as it looks like Arnie has made a move. Tazo's made a move on Arnie for P6, and he's going to chase after, but is Arnie going to be able to do anything about that? Don't think he's actually going to do anything yet, but Arnie's still on the back. Can the Sauber driver do anything about the Ferrari driver? It's senior team versus junior team right here. Both Ferrari powered engines, as Roland counters Storm with fastest lap. Here comes Arnie. Can Arnie do anything about Taz down the straight? He's only in lean mix, he's only in standard mix, but Taz is trying to cover the inside. He's lifting off. Fair enough. Go back to the battle with Roland. Oh, nope, that's not on. Roland and Storm. The battle rages on for the current lead of the Grand Prix. Lap 4 of 29 has passed so far. Shepardator is only 1/10 back. No, he's back. He's now 8/10 back from Nick. Looks like Nick has actually finally managed to clear Shepardator properly and got away from him. As here is Roland trying to, but I think he's got a really bad exit on Storm. Storm is getting really good exits where he needs to, as they head on to the DRS straight, but this isn't really a place to overtake, as the driver behind can easily get you back, as Chaos is still just about sticking in there with the drivers. We'll get the tyres up at this moment in time as well. So position change wise, Tazo is up 11 places from where he started. He's on the softs actually, to note, and Arnie went on to the mediums. Interesting there, and for some reason Double A is on a set of the super softs. Maybe that was a mistake. I'm gonna assume that was a mistake, because I don't think he meant to do that. As here comes, this looks like that could be an interesting battle here, because we have Chaos as well, and we have a yellow flag as Chaos sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And here comes Roland on Storm, as we go get a third person camera view from that, and Roland has made the move stick, and I think Chaos has tried to make a move on Storm as well, but he's not been able to do so. The bit better grip for Storm out of that corner, as here they come down towards the end of the first sector. Get a little bit of action as Nick has managed to clear Shepherdeder once again. Go back and see if I can find that battle, and it looks like, yep, it's very close between him and Nick, and it looks like Shepherdeder is indeed keeping with Nick in the Williams, and it looks like Nick is struggling a little bit for grip, and I'm thinking probably that spin due to Bobzilla earlier on, as it looks like Nick is catching up to the back of the laggiest car known to man of Dom at this moment in time, and that is going to be terrifying for Nick, because lag in this game in desync is just a terrible thing in general. As Dom has run wide, this is a chance for Nick. Here goes Nick down the straight. Can he make the move stick? He is going to make it. No, he's not. He goes back in behind the Haas driver, and Dom is doing bits for Binky at the moment, as here goes Nick up the inside. I'm expecting Shepherdeder to make a very similar move. Shepherdeder sweeps right round the inside, and Dom does not defend that at all. And fair play to him. I mean, he was always going to struggle there. As it is, as we go back with Shepherdeder in the McLaren. Here he comes down towards the DRS zone and the finish line. Can he make a move on the Williams driver of Nick? He's not going to be close enough. I don't think Nick is trying to break the slipstream. Shepherdeder does not go for it. Round the outside for Shepherdeder. No, that's too far back. And here, but he's got an alright exit. Oh, Nick has got a better one though. And it's a four-way battle for the top four. We'll go back to that battle in a second. See if, I don't think Shepherdeder is going to be able to make anything stick on this front. So we'll go into the back of Slowdog, who is currently chasing the top four. The top three rather. As it's all very close. I think undercuts may play a part here, as here is Chaos on the back of Storm. Roland seems to just about be able to hold Storm at arm's length at this moment and time, as here comes Chaos round the end of the second sector. Not close enough. Oh, Roland has run a little wide. That's going to give Storm an opportunity at him into the DRS zone. As Storm is in low ERS mode at this moment in time, saving ERS. He is really low. This is what this battling does. You have to conserve a whole load more. You have to use a whole load more energy up. As here comes Roland. Roland will defend the inside line. Here comes Storm though. Storm is going to have the overspeed, the DRS. And he's only in medium ERS mode, and it's back around the outside for Storm. As here Rondo has the inside. He keeps the place, and he's kept it handsomely, I must say. But oh, it's a big mistake though from Roland. He's spun up the rears, and here comes Storm trying to go down the inside of the McLaren driver. Is he going to be able to make a stick? Nope, Roland is wise to that, and Storm has backed out. Here, see, oh, he's little, no, he gets that line absolutely perfect. Shepherdeder also is still all the way on the back, and sort of looks like he's fell a tiny bit off the back of this train. But Dirty Air is going to play a huge part in this as well, because of the fact that Dirty Air washing off the back of Roland's car is going to give Storm a lot of understeer. As we're looking on board, on the board and the third-person camera from Chaos's point of view, see if he can make the move. Nope, he's not going to be able to do it there. Too far away. And it looks like Binky and Arnie are swapping places right there. And oh, this is very close. Arnie is on the mediums. I think Binky has got past him fairly easily. I don't know. Yep, Binky's not going to be able to put up any kind of real fight there. Back on board. The battle for the lead. We'll go on board with Shepherdeder as well. See if he can make the move later on as well. On Nick, he's only 2/10 back from the Williams driver. Roland tries. Oh, Roland's trying to break the slipstream. He's defending it. He's left a bit of a gap though. Oh, he's making his one defensive move now though. As here comes Storm on Roland. Roland able to defend once again the inside line, and Slowdog has again caught up to this battle. In the Slowdog in the Force India is just sitting at the back of this train, as it looks like Roland has made a mistake. Now that's Storm trying to pull out and get past. No, he's a little too tight a line there for the Williams driver, and he's not able to make it stick. His top four battle is insane, at this moment in time, as Chaos has actually been overtaken by Slowdog. I think Chaos made a mistake somewhere along the lines. Binky's actually got, Arnie's got back again past Binky. No, he thought about trying to make a move into there. That would have been interesting if he tried to make that move. It looks like Arnie's actually keeping up with Binky on the medium tyres, and he's actually doing quite well. Double A has overtaken Howitzer, but Double A is on super soft tyres and will have to stop again, of course. Go back onto the other battle. Shepardator versus Nick. Once again into the DRS zone. Can Shepardator do anything? No, Nick gets the better exit. And Dom is, I think he's falling, he's actually bringing himself back into this battle. And Dom in the mediums is going long, as well as Arnie Bats also. So, could be interesting there. As 6'10" scat, it's so 6'10", so the gap between first and second is 7 tenths. The gap between second and third is 7 tenths, exactly the same, and Chaos is now only 7 tenths back as well. Here comes its close first Shepardator, but it looks like he doesn't want to make the move yet, because if he makes the move here, he's in trouble from Nick down the DRS straight. As here he comes, Nick will go again and once again break the slipstream, but it's a horrible exit from Shepardator. And he is left it, and he's well further back now from that battle. So we will go on board with Chaos, who is currently fighting. If I could find him. Come on. There we go. He's looking at the battle for P3. Still looking at the battle between the top three of Slowdog, Storm, and Roland. Slowdog again is looking insanely quick, and showing the standards of how good the driving is in this league, as Howitzer has got past Double A, way at the back there, as Arnie is still only 4 tenths back from Binky, and at some point soon, I think Howitzer's actually already stopped for his soft tyres, so he is definitely on a 2-stop strategy, so he will have to stop again for softs later on in the race. Storm trying to go for a move, there's a yellow flag in sector 2, Double A has made a mistake, I think, because he's lost a few positions. Here comes Storm on board with the third-person camera. Look at that camera shot. Slowdog's a little wide though. Here comes Storm down the straight, back on board briefly with the Williams man. As he comes through, he's got the DRS, the overspeed. It's going to be the lead briefly, but Roland is going to fight him down the inside. He's going to get it right back. What a cutback. Oh, Storm's up the inside though. So can Roland respond? Does Roland have the pace? As Storm is going right to the inside to think that Roland was going to go for a move there. No, he did not. He decided against that. So we have Slowdog also, who ran wide, which compromised his exit, heading onto the main straight with the DRS. And it looks like he's fell back. Chaos looks like he doesn't quite have the pace for the top three. Oh, that's close. Between the likes of close there for Slowdog, who locked up and ran wide. So here comes Roland. Once again, it's a bad exit from Storm, and it looks like Roland is indeed going to go for the move. They are side by side, heading into the coming into the third sector. Roland has the inside. Storm is going to let him have it, as he will have the DRS, which the line will appear at some point soon. And Storm again has got him. As it looks, Arnie is only 6 tenths back as well from there. Tazo is on the back. We'll have to have a look at that battle very, very shortly, as here comes Storm on Roland once again. Roland has soaked up all the pressure so far from Storm. Oh, it's not bit too much of the curb there for Roland. Is he going to be able to do anything there? Oh, don't do that. He's too far back, as we'll go on board with Tazo, who is not too far back from Swayze. He has the DRS. Is Tazo gonna go for the move? Nope, he's not too far back. Oh, that's a big mistake from Tazo right there. And that looks like that's the end of that one. Oh, Taz and Slowdog are side by side, heading into the... Oh, nope. Chaos thinks better of that one. I said Taz, it was Chaos I was thinking of there, sorry. And it looks like this is going to help Storm, because it's going to take some pressure off from behind him, although they are still all close. Look at that helicopter shot. You can see all 4 of the top 4 in the same frame, with Tazo catching up to Swayze's catching up to this battle as well. So this could form up into a huge battle soon, which is going to be insane. for this, and it looks like Slowdog. I think Slowdog is not using DRS. Indeed, he is using DRS now. Oh, need to move my foot. There we go. Storm once again. It is take 11, or however takes it's now been since. Oh, Roland's made a mistake. He's in the wall. Oh, he's going to keep out of the wall just. That's a big mistake for Roland. Oh, he's made contact with the wall. Oh dear. That's one out of the top 4, and it now gives Slowdog a straight run at Storm, and it gives Storm back the lead. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Roland there. He was soaking up the pressure so well, he just touched the curb, tried to accelerate, and it's just nothing was there. And it looks like Slowdog's too far back. I wonder if this is now going to allow Storm just to breeze away. Excuse the pun. Back on board with Tazo on Swayze. Down the inside goes Taz. Roland has pit, and he's the first man to pit, and it's around the pit laps where I was thinking they were going to pit. And Taz has made the move stick, and I don't think Roland realised the pace to keep with him. He's lost a lot of positions, and it looks like the closest battle now is. Actually, looks like. Oh no! I think Slowdog has other ideas though, and he's determined to prove what he can do. Not really looking that close just now though. Although let's go on board with the Force India man of Slowdog, who is chasing down. He's out of DRS at this moment in time due to the fact that I think he was too far back from the DRS zone. And so Swayze is actually keeping with Taz though, so could be interesting. Look at that. Let's have a look at that battle actually between Swayze and Tazo. And it looks like nope, Swayze is not going to be near close enough, as we will go on board with Nate DeMike and Dom, who Dom looks like he's struggling a little bit. He wasn't here last week, obviously. He had some issues. Can Nate DeMike make any move here? Nope, he's a bit too far back from Dom at this moment and time. He looks like, yep, he's fallen back as Slowdog has pitted from P2. That promotes chaos. And I wonder, where was Roland? Roland is well down now. He's in P13. That's not good for him. It looks like, can Nate DeMike make any move on Dom? Nope, he's still too far back, but he will have the DRS coming onto the straight, I think. Yellow flag sector 3, Shepherddator is out the race. No idea what happened to him, but he's out of the race. That's unfortunate. Oh, he's crashed in the straight. Oh, I don't think Nate DeMike can make the move because of the yellow flag. Oh, Swayze is still just about keeping up with Tazo, but he's still keeping up. He's doing all right. That's our first DNF of the race. We have 16 drivers left, but Double A is miles behind and probably lapped at this point in the race. Maybe not, but probably very soon if he isn't already. And I think at this point the battles have dried up a little bit. The action was all earlier on, so we're really going to be hoping for some battles once all the drivers pit. So let's. Swayze's too far back, so let's go and see how. Oh, bit of a wave there from Taz, but nothing said, nothing done. So is Storm going to respond to Slowdog going in this lap? Yes, he is. Is Chaos going to respond? Indeed he is also. Is Taz going to come in? Oh, he is too. Swayze is in as well. Oh, that was close. So, Arnie will have the lead for this moment and time, as it looks like, I think, nope, it's the same order as where it came out. I think Swayze, oh, that's a long pit stop for Swayze. And Slowdog has jumped a lot of them. Slowdog is into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix on the undercut, but he will have in lap older tyres than indeed that, and as everyone is now indeed coming in, and we'll probably, the mediums are going to be the tyre you're going to see a lot of now, as Shepherddator has left the session. You can understand why you've crashed out for a reason that's just terrible, that is. As here is Chaos on the back of Chaos. I don't know if he has the pace. It looks like he is actually keeping up with Storm a lot. The thing the mediums is they will take a little bit of time to heat up, and it's going to be about who can actually get their tyres heated up the quickest with the mediums. As Arnie, I think, will be looking to pit. Well, Arnie's going to be going longer in this race, so he's most likely going to be going on to either a set of the soft tyres or the super softs if he wants to go real long in this medium stint. As we see Chaos on the back of Storm, but he's too far back, so he will not be making any moves anytime soon. Right there. As we have Binky on the back of his teammate. Ooh, interesting teammate rivalry here. I think Binky is still a reserve as far as I'm aware. Chaos has picked himself up a time penalty. It's the first time penalty of the race, so that's unfortunate. That's going to affect him at the end of the race when it comes to fighting against the likes of Tazo, who has also is not too far behind. Those two have a little bit of history as well. Can Binky make any kind of move? Roland is also catching up, but he's on 2 lap older tyres, and he had to pit because of, I think, overheated tyres. Does say Binky is on softs, but I think he's actually on mediums, so ignore the tyres saying what they're saying. As here comes, they got Dom in front as well, so there's another one to actually have them tip. Dom's on 14 lap old mediums, is same with Arnie. Binky too far back from Sways. They're both actually saying they're on softs, even though they're on mediums. Great game, Cody's. Great coding. And Bobzilla has pitted from his... he's done 13 laps on those softs, so he'll have a lap less. Oh, and Dom has run a little wide, so this is going to be interesting to see, because Sways is going to be in the back of Dom fairly soon, and I don't expect Dom will put up much of a fight here because he is on older tyres and he's holding up both of them. Oh, Sways, that's an interesting place to make a move, but I think Dom is just going to let... No, he's not letting him go yet. They're side by side. Oh, and Sways has picked up a time penalty. Oh, he's not going to be happy about that. They managed to go side by side there somehow, and I don't know how they did that. Roland has joined in this battle as well, so he's recovering up the field a little bit after his spin, which put him out of contention. Binky runs wide. Roland is up the inside. Can he make it stick? He's round the outside. I think Binky just gave him it. Oh, Swayze's in the wall. That's a big mistake from Swayze, and I think he has wing damage. Most likely he does. Indeed he does. That's major wing damage. He's going to have to pit now. Roland versus Dom. Back to the battle for P6 at the moment. As here come, this should be an easy move for Roland. I don't think Dom is going to make this difficult under any circumstances. He's on older tyres and on a different strategy, and indeed he doesn't. He's just let him go, and now let's see if Binky can make a very similar move on Dom. He runs wide though. That's not a good exit there as well. So he's still well behind, and Sways has had to pit after just 2 laps on those mediums. That's a disaster for Sways. He's going to be out the points now, and I think he could put it back on the softs, but he's put back on. Howitzer has actually pitted again and is on the softs, and I think that will be his final stop. But starting the super softs for him did not help. As here comes... Oh, Binky's up the inside. Nope, he thinks about it. Nope, does not decide to make the move stick. Right there, as Howitzer has picked up a time penalty. They're coming in a few now. So we have 3 seconds for Chaos, 3 seconds for Swayze having to go across to try and go side by side with Dom to this section of corners where Binky is now, and we also now have a third driver with a 3-second time penalty as well, and that is Howitzer, whose race has not gone to plan. Yeah, he's not been able to make the strategy work, as I think Binky is too far back. Back on board with... Oh, I think Taz has actually got past Chaos. Chaos not seeming to have the pace on these mediums, but they're coming into the final corner, and I think he's going to be too far back. Storm 6, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, as Arnie finally pits off of a 16 lap old medium tyres, and he goes on to the softs. He will be going to the end on those tyres. Up to Storm though, if he can close that gap to Slowdog, and he is in clean air, so I'm expecting he will do so. Bit of tail out action there from Chaos, very much so. As here goes, nope, he's not able to do anything yet, as Dom has pitted as well, gone on to the softs. He's going to come out, I think, just outside the top 10. He's probably going to come out somewhere just behind Howitzer, I'm fairly sure, as Howitzer is miles by, he's 22 seconds behind leaders, and he's jumped Dom, and he's, yeah, indeed, he has. Chaos, no, he's outside of DRS once again, but he has got it despite the fact he was outside, because I think he was in the DRS window when it came to the actual stops. And so Roland on 5-lap-old mediums is now going to have to start closing in a huge gap, but he's going to have a good gap behind him as Binky is catching up to Arnie on the softs, and I think Arnie has actually just got past him, so he might have the pace to keep the Red Bull driver behind him. Indeed, he's looking like that at this moment and time. 9/10 of a second, 6/10 actually, as Binky's catching up again. As we have, oh, Will's only in, yeah, Will's had a horrible race. He's on 15-lap-old mediums, and well, he's going to have to stop again. That's fairly sure about that. He's not going to take those tires down. Either that, or they're going to be sodded at the end of this. That's going to be the kit. That's probably the best statement I could have actually honestly said in that one. Bobzilla on Dom. Can the Toro Rosso driver make the move? Oh, that's a big mistake. I think that was a bit of a twitch from Dom there. Bit wide. Oh, they're going to go side by side down this towards the final straight. Bobzilla thinking about the moves. He's down the inside. He needs to be behind so he can get the DRS. Does he have it, or does Dom have it? Dom is back alongside the Toro Rosso driver. Can he go? They're side by side. Bobzilla, I think, did indeed get the DRS. Will has indeed had to pit again. Can Dom make it stick? Nope, he's had to back out of that one. Bobzilla looks like he is struggling though. Oh, that's a, oh, I think gears can let you down there, Dom. Although he's still close, can he do anything about Toro's driver? Or has Toro's driver finally managed to get him? And Nate DeMike has managed to jump Will, but I think Will's immediately going to go. And Tazo's out the race from P4. Oh, that's a disaster. So a disaster in quali, and then a disaster in race. Sorry about that. I might do that again. Tazo, that's a disaster weekend just all round. He's immediately done. He's not even staying. No wonder. Can understand the full frustrations he has. Like, it's just a horrible race. Bobzilla very wide. Oh, he has to be careful there. Where has he lost about? It looks like he's lost it somewhere down this section right here as they're about to. Dom and Bobzilla are probably going to come up to them very soon. I think Bobzilla's too far back. We're going forward with Dom to see where Tazo lost it. Oh, that's a lot of debris right there. And back on board with Arnie. I think Arnie, he's on the back of Roland on a step softer compound tires. Bobzilla gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's now 4 or 5 drivers with time penalties now. Or it's a time penalty to be exact. Yellow flag, sector 2. That's in. I think it's actually been. I think that might be for his car. Ooh, chaos. Is that chaos? That's chaos. I think chaos is an incident. That's. Oh! What's happened to chaos? That's a big mistake from chaos. It's promoted Arnie into P4. Is chaos going to be able to get back at him though? And chaos, this is a disaster. I don't know what happened. I think he's lost the back end. He's got wing damage. He's got major wing damage. He's going to have to pit. Oh, that's a disaster for the Renault man right there. Oh dear. Arnie on. So Arnie's going to have another go as Storm again sets a fastest lap. It's 1.4 seconds between him and Storm. And it looks, it's another time penalty for chaos. That's now 6 seconds. And I think he's missing some crucial front wing. Here comes Arnie. Arnie's only in rich GRS mode. So is he going to be able to do it? Roland defends the inside. He's going to keep it, and Roland again is going to have to rely on all his defensive skills. And oh, Arnie thought about it, but his cat, oh, that has majorly affected his exit. And he's back outside of DRS. He's just, all the work he did to try and get within that DRS zone has now just been undone again. And this is allowing Binky into the battle as well. Yep, Chaos is in pits, and that's a disaster for the Renault driver. He did indeed have wing damage off of that. Big Will sets the fastest lap down in P12. He's going to have to charge through the field as Bobzilla has got past as well, but yeah, that's a disaster. And Arnie is once again back on the back of the gearbox of Roland. Not going to be able to make any moves, stick though too far back, and Arnie knows better than to go for any stupid dive bombs. Very much part of his driving style is to be smooth, Smooth and silky. Stay out of trouble for the most part and pick up the result, pick up the pieces when it all goes wrong. Neither of these drivers are carrying penalties at this moment in time, but an interesting thing to note, Storm has got back into the DRS zone of Slow Dog, and he took a fair few laps to catch up. Oh, I can't watch that. That's just horrible to watch. Revving glitch. Storm tries to go up the inside. Oops, sorry. That once again. Storm. Oh god, I would hate to be Storm having to listen to that revving engine. Jeez. Sounds like that just dying just from the sounds of that one. Storm does seem to have the slight pace advantage on Slow Dog, but Slow Dog has the nous, and he's been in here for a while. So is Storm actually. So two very experienced drivers, but I don't think Storm is going to make a move here because of the fact it's not worth him making it, because Slow Dog will immediately just get him back down the next DRS straight if he was not careful. As Binky's on the back of Arnie, we'll have a look at that battle shortly after we've had a look at thing with Bobzilla. Bobzilla has just been recently overtaken by Chaos right there. So, ooh. Sorry about that. Will on the back of Swayze, he's not had much screen time today. Not able to do anything. Let's go back and find... Back up the inside goes Slow Dog, and Storm has to concede yet again. And this is going to be helping Roland catch up. So we're on lap 22. Man, this race has flown by. Like, easily just gone. Where's those last 22 laps gone? Like, honestly. Anyway, heading back to the action. And Storm is too far back and not going to be able to make a move in this sector unless you're close enough and you know you can trust the other driver. There's a lot of trust placed in the other driver not to turn across you when you're working with this sort of thing in this area of the track. Chaos sits the fastest lap on the soft tyres. He is in P8. He's recovered actually quite well, as Will has made the move on Swayze. Bobzilla all over the back of Will. Not Will. Nope, he was in the back of him. He's made a mistake. Arnie's got to make use of his tyres at some point. He's too far back this time, Storm, so he's going to close up. The DRS is so powerful, it'll close up, but the thing is, he's not going to be able to make anything stick right here. Arnie again, who's actually heading for what I think is his best result of the season in P4. And looking at Roland once again. And Roland has gone defensive. Nope. Again, he's not making any moves at this moment and time. This is going to be helping Binky catch up actually to these two. 0.3 of a second. It looks like Storm's still not able to do anything on the Force India of Slow Dog. Oh, that was an. Oh, I was thinking Arnie was going to try and go round the outside there. Wasn't able to do so. As we are up and about, we'll just get rid of that just now. We don't need that. Oh, it's very close for Arnie. He's getting close, but he's not getting close in the right areas. He just isn't getting close enough. Oh, was that Bobzilla and Dom? They were briefly side by side. It looks like they were briefly side by side there, but they're not able to do anything. Arnie on the back of once again, and Arnie has not even activated DRS that time, so I think we've either forgotten or he has a DRS fault, which would be really bad for the server driver because he's well within the zone. Have a look at Storm and Roland in a minute, but can he be able to do anything down the straight? We'll have to find it in a second. We're going back to Storm and Slow Dog. As Binky has left this session, that is a disaster for the Red Bull driver. He's out at the moment for this race. Hopefully he can rejoin. That's a horrible exit for Slow Dog. Slow Dog's going to have to cover the inside line. He hasn't done so. Here goes Storm down the inside. He's going to have to make it stick now. He's down the inside. Oh, not quite. Not quite too much. He's kept Slow Dog has still kept it. Neither of these drivers do have penalties, so this is going to be a straight up battle on track. Although penalties could affect this battle hugely if either of them get a time penalty. Here come again. We're heading through. Storm is running out of opportunities to make a move on Slow Dog. We're on lap 24 as here come, I think Binky has managed to get back into the session again, but he's lost time to Nick on his lap older mediums. So here Will has got past Bobzilla. Back on board with Arnie, who is currently, he's still not able to do anything. His tyres, he's on the fresher tyres, he just can't do anything against. So drop against Roland. Roland just has nous just to defend where he needs to. It's just going to cost him because I don't think... Oh, we got a yellow flag in sector 3. Roland just picked up a time penalty. That's huge for this. Oh, Arnie just has to stay behind now. Because that's... Oh, that's a disaster for Roland. He did not need to do that. Anyway, back to Storm and Nick. Storm and Slow Dog. Storm has the Slow Dog has the inside line. Oh, not able to make anything stick. Think where Roland could have been. He could have been in this lead battle for the second stint if he hadn't spun. Oh, well, he's going to curse his luck for that one. One mistake has cost him, but he looks like he might lose the podium unless Arnie also has a penalty. Nick has got past Binky, I think, and Binky don't think has a response for the Williams driver, and he's going to chase after the 4th place, and he could catch up to that battle as it's lap 25 of 29. On board with Big Will if I can find him, as he's on the back of Bobzilla and the Toro Rosso. Here he goes. Oh, not able to make any kind of move. After this he has got to clear Dom, and that's going to be crucial, but the thing is he's still outside the points, and with Storm in 2nd place, he's going to lose the lead of the championship after this race, which is going to be that's going to be a blow for and a half. As Snake has picked up a time penalty as well for corner cut in 3 seconds. Will able to do anything on Bobzilla? Nope. Bobzilla is also really struggling to make any kind of inroads on Dom in front of him. And Will needs to get this move done because he looks the quicker driver out of him and Bobzilla. He has the DRS open again, but so does Bobzilla. Bobzilla got DRS. He's only just within the window of Dom in front in the Haas, and that's keeping Bobzilla just out of range of Will. And we're back to the battle for the race lead. And again, Storm is not able to do anything. Slow Dog is just keeping him at bay. He's soaking up all the pressure and showing the truth, using all of the experience to keep fellow experience behind. Big mistake though. Just as I said that, curse of the commentator. That's a big mistake. And oh dear, sorry for the revving engine glitch here. I'll probably say for a little bit I'm gonna have to use off-board shot for Slow Dog because I cannot listen to that engine. As Big Will has cleared Dom. I think Dom made a mistake right there. And can Dom, as they're coming up to the back marker, that's Rick or Snake in the Toro Rosso, who's also had a terrible race. He's well down the back, but at least he's still going to finish the race, and he's going to be the last finisher in P15. And it's going to be, I think Storm might DRS off of this, and I think he might Storm is going to be, no, Storm indeed did not get DRS. Here comes Slow Dog. Sorry about the revving end. We've got once again round the outside for Slow Dog. Nope, he's protected the inside line. Round the outside. Nope, tried to turn to the inside. No, wasn't able to do anything with it. So here goes, I think Will is still stuck all over the back of Bobzilla as well. Still. Oh, is he going to be able to do anything? Why is our Please fix the Scotties. Like, honestly, this has been in the game for ages. Honestly. Anyway, the battle between, can I find Bobzilla and Big Will? Here comes Big Will down into the final corner on Bobzilla. Can he do anything this time around? Bobzilla's got a decent exit, and I'm not sure Will has got such a decent exit, but it looks like he's still close enough. He's in rich fuel mode. He's in rich ERS mode. Bobzilla doesn't cover the inside. This is going to be an easy move for the Mercedes driver. Indeed it is. Bobzilla's going to try and come back round the outside, and Will is into P9. He's going to get 2 points in this race, but Bobzilla is not going to give up quite like that, I don't think. Is he going to be able to do anything with this? I don't think that he is. I think Arnie's tyres might finally have gone off as well, and he's going to start, I don't know, he might be able to hold off Nick for P4 as well. Nick is 7.6 seconds back, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Going board with Dom in the other in the only sole Haas in this race, because of course Fruit Loops is not able to attend, because we have Double A actually appearing in the background as well. This is the battle for the final points position. Bobzilla is just holding on to the final point, but here comes Dom. Is he going to be able to do anything? Not quite. Snake has picked up a time penalty. That doesn't really matter. He's got 6 seconds, but he's at the back of the field. Here comes Dom down the inside. Oh, Bobzilla in the Toro Rosso. He's made it stick, and he's got the final point. Dom will might actually get a point from this race, because I don't actually none of these drivers actually have penalties either. Oh, it's a big mistake from Bobzilla though. He's not giving up this final point without a fight. As here comes Bobzilla down towards the final corner. Can he make it stick? Dom's lag seems to have also calmed down as well. Here comes Bobzilla down the straight as we look from inside the camera cockpit of Bobzilla. Dom defends the inside line. It's not enough though, and Bobzilla's back into P10. And Dom is not going to be able to hold it back. He has to brake early and concede the place. We have a yellow flag in Sector 2. I have no idea what's happened there, so I'll figure that out later on. As Bobzilla's once again got passed, but Dom will have to do the work all over again. Arnie Batts is being passed by, I think Arnie's made a mistake. That's what the yellow flag was in Sector 2. I think Arnie's made a huge mistake. He's dropped out of P4 and he's down to P5. And he's got Binky about 1.6 seconds back. But Arnie is showing tenacity to stick with what is probably much faster drivers right here. And Slowdog is outside 1 second of Storm. He's only like, oh no, he's back in it again, but he's on a lap older tyres, and we're on to the final lap actually of the Grand Prix. And this could be important because Dom is now only going to have 1 lap to get past Bobzilla. And he's not going to, he's falling back as well. As Swayze has picked up a time penalty as well. So where's Swayze about? Swayze's all the way down in P13, so it shouldn't really bother him. So we'll go on board with Storm, who is still got Slowdog all over him, and he will have to defend right till the very end of this race. Arnie's also, he's got within 6/10 again. Okay, I've got to come off that camera angle. That's terrible. As here comes Slowdog down the ins. No, he's nowhere near close enough. I think Storm is going to take race victory and championship lead going into Monaco. As here we go down the final straight for the final time. Can Slowdog do anything? Storm's going to have to defend the inside his way down towards the final corner. Here goes Slowdog down the inside. Is he going to be able to make it stick? No, he's not. I think that's it. No, Storm has got the better exit, and it's going to be the race victory for Storm in the Williams. Slowdog puts up a great fight, but he only finishes P2. Roland, after spinning off and having a huge issue earlier on, as Binky's left the session yet again. That's unlucky for him. I don't know if he's done something hard after the race distance, so it's fine. And Roland gets P3 after spinning on the soft tyres. Nick also, after having tangled with Bobzilla at the beginning of the race, finishes P4. Arnie P5. Binky's Ghost Car is going to finish P6. We're going to have to see how that one goes. Howitzer, from the fact that he had to do a 2-stop, that's a good recovery drive from him, but he's not going to be pleased with that result. Neither is Chaos, but Chaos is finally going to end his DNF streak. He's going to get P8. He's happy about that one. Well done to Chaos. But Oh, only had 6 seconds as well. He's going to go home P9, and I'm fairly sure he's going to be angry with that result. And Bob Zilla will claim the final point. Actually, Dom is close enough. Dom gets P10 with penalties. And Sways, well, what could have been for him? Good points, thrown away when he spun, and yeah, that was kind of that. And Snake was indeed a lap down. And Nate DeMike is going to finish P14 and will be the final runner of this Grand Prix. What a race from Storm. He had to soak up pressure earlier on from Roland. He had to pressure Roland into making mistakes. Roland did only make one mistake, but Storm was just able to take the victory and hold off Slowdog, who did look still quick. So it is Storm who wins the race from Slowdog and Roland on to take up the final 2 spots on the podium. And congratulations to the top 3 and everyone who gave some great battles right here. So, whew, that was a race and a half. That one was. that comes up with that's to levels of Russia F1 F4 season 10 for me, doing commentary. As the fireworks go off to celebrate the victory of Storm. We'll go through that because I don't need to see that. So Storm wins, and it is. He wins. It didn't look likely, but he won the race. Slowdog finishes P2 from P7 on the grid. Good drive. A good recovery from Roland in the end. Finishes P3. Nick P4. Arnie P5. His best result of the season, I'm fairly sure. Binky P6. Howitzer P7. He will be a little disappointed. Chaos Inc. will also be a little disappointed by that result. Will finishes P9. That's really bad for him. So Dom P10. He gets final point off of Bob Zilla, who had 6 seconds of penalties. That cost him very heavily in 11th. Double A in 12th, having also had trouble early on. Sways, a disaster for him. P13. Nate DeMike in P14. Snake in 15th. Taz all-rounders had a bad weekend, qualified last and crashed out in mid-race, and Shepherdere finishes as the last one, and Taz and Shepherdere were unfortunately the only 2 to crash out of the race. And with that, I'm going to round off the stream video. This will be put into an actual thing, so you can look forward to seeing this at some point. So until, well, hopefully I should be back racing, so unfortunately this is only a one-off for until we come back from Monaco, which should be an interesting race, to say the least. More following than anything else. But anyways, I'm waffling, so we're going to end this off.